What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Vegas Kai back again with another video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video as well. Give it a thumbs up if you like the content that I'm dropping. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. Number one, the first thing you want to do is you want to get hand wraps. The reason why you want to get hand wraps is because you do not want to mess up your hands. You do not want to mess up your wrists because you cannot box without either of them. So you want to make sure that you're getting a good size hand wrap. So for me, I got the 210s and I like cotton hand wraps because to me it doesn't stretch too much. When it stretches too much, to me it cuts off my circulation. So I like a really firm hand wrap. So I got these Rival Guerrero 210s. These are a good one. I definitely like a lot of Rival stuff. You'll see that in the stuff I'm about to show you. And when I said 210, you want to make sure that that's the length. So you don't want to get a hand wrap that's too small. Always prefer to have a hand wrap that's a little bit longer than shorter, just because you want to make sure you have the extra cushioning on your knuckles and on your wrists. The next thing you want to get when it comes to getting gear is make sure you get some gloves. So for me, I don't like 16-ounce gloves. It varies on what you may like. I like around 14-ounce gloves. It's a little bit smaller than 16. I would say a small glove would be like an 8, and that's what I started out with. These are 8-ounce gloves. You can obviously see the difference in size. So you want to make sure that you get gloves that obviously fit and that feel good. These are obviously lighter. These are 8-ounce gloves. These are, I think, 14-ounce gloves. These are what I like to train in. I'll use these just when I'm like shadow boxing and stuff. I just want to have something on my face just to kind of move around. But I don't really use these to hit the bag or anything. When I'm hitting bags or when I'm sparring, I'm using my 14-ounce gloves. I like Rival gear. I think it's a pretty affordable and a good quality brand. So make sure that you guys get you some bag gloves and some sparring gloves as well. Next thing you want to get is some shoes. So I didn't have shoes for a while, but when I got into my boxing gym and I got in with a coach, he was the one that kind of, influenced me to kind of take the shoes seriously. And obviously I noticed when I'm actually getting into a ring and I started sparring that you not want to be in there rolling your ankles around. So make sure you're getting something with some good ankle support. So for me, I like these. These are high top. They also have mids as well that come to about right here. But for me, I got Nikes. I had to add my own insoles. They're not the most comfortable, I would say. They definitely have more comfortable boxing shoes out there. So figure out just what you like and what that is. But for me, I went ahead and I got these Nike ones. I had to put some insoles in there just because my feet are, very sensitive when it comes to like the balls of my feet. Make sure too when you're getting boxing shoes that if you are gonna put insoles in them, you want to go a size up or at least half a size up. So I think these are a 10. Yeah, these are a 10. But I usually wear like a 9.5, but I'll make sure I want a half a size up just because I added the insole, because you do not want your toes, because you're gonna be in your toes a lot, when you're boxing. And the last thing you want is your toes hitting the side, and that's how you get corns, that's how you get, your feet all messed up. So, and the next most important thing that you want to get when it comes to boxing equipment is you want to make sure you get you some jump rope. Get you a pair of jump rope. You want to make sure that the length is obviously good for you depending on your height. I don't know the length of these, but whatever jump rope you get, break it out the box and just do a couple of skips and just kind of see if the length, make sure it's going over a good distance over your height and obviously over your feet too, so that way you're not tripping over your jump rope. I don't know what this is called, but I like the ones with the little barrels in it that have the swivel. To me, it just takes a lot of pressure off of my wrist and it kind of just circulates well while I'm jump roping. So make sure that you get a good jump rope, because that's just essential. It's an essential thing of boxing. It's actually the number one thing that I freaking hate about boxing. I don't like jump roping. I'd rather do something else. I'd rather run. I'd rather skip. I'd rather jump and skip without the jump rope, literally just with my hands. But my coach makes me jump rope at least 15 to 20 minutes before every single training session. It's just like, I guess, ritual at this point. I don't really understand it. It's still something I'm getting used to. I'm not used to jump roping that damn much, but it's not that it's hard. I guess for me, it's actually pretty easy, and I'm actually pretty decent at it. I've learned a couple tricks and like stuff to make it fun, but it's tedious. It's just boring. To me, it's the most boring part of boxing training is jump roping for the first 15 minutes before you can get into the fun stuff, which is hitting the bag. But it is an essential. Make sure you get some jump rope. Next thing you want to get that's super essential, which is not right away, but eventually you do want to get one, or it'll be in your best interest to sometimes train with it as well, just so you can get used to it being in your mouth, is you want to get you a mouthpiece. I chose to get the Everlast mouthpiece. You can get whatever one you want. It really doesn't, well, I would say it doesn't matter. Make sure you get a combat sports mouthpiece. Don't go out there getting a super small mouthpiece that's like for basketball or something, because somebody hits you in your mouth, your teeth gonna be knocked out. Next thing you want to get training purposes too, especially in that first time frame before you even walk into a gym. If you're training by yourself, 100% when you're training by yourself, you want to get a pair of 2-pound dumbbells, 2 or 3, just depending on how big you are. If you're a bigger guy, you know, close to 180 to 200, get 3-pound. If you're a smaller guy, you know, walking around 140 to 170, get you some 2-pound weights. You're shadow boxing these a lot. This will get your shoulders in condition before you put gloves on, and when you take the gloves off, you'll feel super fast. So make sure you get you a pair of 2-pound or 3-pound dumbbells, just so you can shadow box in, and that way to get your shoulders in condition and get you ready before you even have to step foot into a gym when your coach is going to kill you with these workouts. Next essential thing for myself, I would say, this is not something that's mandatory, but I think it helps, is make sure you get you some bands, right? This helps you loosen up your muscles and stuff. You know, you can use it for your shoulders, you can use it for your legs. You just want to make sure you get different resistance bands to make sure that before you even put the gloves on or hit a bag or anything, you want to make sure that you're warming your body up. I mean, unless you're freaking 12 years old and you just have that youth in you, but you know, if you're kind of in your preteens to, you know, early young adulthood, you want to make sure you always just warm up super fast. But either way, even if you're a kid, I think it's still good to warm up with resistance bands before you even get anything, because at the end of the day, you are putting a lot of stress on your shoulders and a lot of stress on your back and on your chest and your neck area too. You want to make sure you're stretching that stuff out really well and warming up really good with resistance bands for sure. The last and final thing that you want to get, and this is not something that's right away at all, it's more so when you start sparring, obviously, is you want to get you some headgear and a cup. I don't have my cup with me right now. It's in my car, actually. It's in my trunk. But you want to make sure you get a cup, and I'll drop a picture of that below so you can kind of see what that looks like. But you want to get you a headgear, obviously, and a cup. I got this one for free. I was busting up, but I actually got another one just because you don't want to train with this one for too long. It'll give you fake confidence, and I'll explain what that means in a second. But you want to get you a good headgear. You want to make sure it fits you well. I think this one is a large to XL. This is also rival as well. This was actually gifted to me by a friend of mine who's a pro. This is his old headgear, so I just went ahead and wiped it down really good, sanitized it, and then I just started using this one at first for my first few times sparring, but I'm actually ditching this one and I got rid of it. I got an open face headgear just because I talked to a couple of pros who were saying that this is going to build fake confidence, because every time you're getting hit, you're not really getting hit because obviously you have this bar that's in the way, right? The glove is not going to go through, so essentially you're walking into shots and you're not really feeling anything. It's different when you have an open face headgear, because your nose is exposed. Obviously your cheeks and everything, your head will be covered, but this is going to be exposed a little bit, and that makes a difference, because when you get hit, when you actually get hit in your nose, it'll teach you to move your head. But this, I noticed when I was sparring, I'm just walking into shots, I'm not moving my head as much because I'm not feeling anything. It was way different when I put that open face headgear on and I was feeling them shots. And actually my nose was a little sore the next day, and I was like, yeah, I definitely got to move my head a little bit more. So make sure you get the proper headgear. But I don't feel like this one's a bad one for when you first start. This gives you a little bit of confidence too, especially for people who are really scary. If you are never really been in a fight, if you don't really know what it's like to be punched in the face, I think this is a good headgear for you. It's a good starter headgear just to kind of get you used to seeing shots. And even if you get hit, you don't really feel much, but eventually as you get better, you want to diss this when this is like a little childish. So that wraps up all the gear that you need. I hope that wasn't too long. I'm about to wrap this up. I hope this video was informational and it was helpful. I appreciate all the support for those who are following me along this journey, and for the people who are still here. Again, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and show me your support with comments as well. Let me know what you guys think. So as always, it's your boy Vegas Kai, and I'll see you guys at the top because the bottom is way too crowded.